Sales of Japanese cars in China have suffered in recent months amid continued diplomatic tension. Their sales did bounce back slightly in November, but analysts say the recent election victory by the Japanese Liberal Democratic Party and its leader Shinzo Abe's apparent tough line on China could once again stoke anti-Japanese sentiment on the Chinese mainland. CCTV reporter Ai Yang has more.
Japanese car manufacturers have experienced an early winter this year. Car sales in the Chinese market have gone cold since July.
The worst month was September, when sales dropped 40%. The following months were not too good either. Some manufacturers expected to see a recovery within a quarter of a year, but that was just too optimistic.
But there was a break in the clouds in November, as Japanese car sales enjoyed a 70% surge compared to October. It was the first time that customers' attitudes thawed since the Diaoyu Islands confrontation kicked off. However, compared with the same month last year, sales still suffered a 36% loss. Market outlook has become even more uncertain now, as Japan's incoming Shinzo Abe vowed to improve the country's economy while taking a hardline stance in territorial disputes with China, calling the Diaoyu Islands Japan's inherent territory. Some worry it may further stir up anti-Japanese sentiment in China and further complicate the relationship.
And the Japanese export to China will reduce dramatically. I think maybe vice versa, also Japan import from China also reduce. So this really, from economist point of view, there will disputes on both sides will suffer.
The concern has been already partially confirmed by a large-scale internet survey carried out by the China Economic Information Network and Tencent, which came out earlier this month. Findings showed of those who had considered buying Japanese cars, 80% now have decided not to, while more than half surveyed said they would not consider buying even if bilateral ties improve. Meanwhile, nearly 90% surveyed said they support boycotting Japanese goods.
Right now, Sino-Japanese relations are delicate, and Abe hasn't made clear his next concrete moves on the Diaoyu Islands. Last month's sales improvement will not necessarily last long. If bilateral ties take a turn for the worse, Japanese car sales will really slump.
Experts say it's too early to predict whether Japanese car sales can make a full recovery in the Chinese market. But one thing for sure is that the political development between China and Japan will continue to influence their economic performances. Ai Yang, CCTV, Beijing.